Hello everyone, welcome to Maths Bridge. We train and learn. We shall together explore objective-oriented programming fundamentals further. Let's get started. In today's agenda, we shall see concept of encapsulation. Encapsulation, one of the OOPS concept. A language mechanism for restricting access to some of the object's components. Encapsulation is a process of combining data and methods into a single unit called a class. Data is only accessible through the functions present inside the class. Let's get into little more details of encapsulation. Now let's look at concept called encapsulation. Encapsulation means the data and functions are putting them together in a single entity is known as encapsulation. Let me reiterate. In object-oriented programming, encapsulation refers to the binding of data with the methods that operates on the data. It may also refers to the limiting of direct access to some of the data variables. Encapsulation is a powerful technique used in programming languages like C++ to provide greater control and better security of the data. Encapsulation has two important properties: data protection, information hiding. Data protection means encapsulation protects the internal state of an object by keeping its data members private. Access to and modify of those data members is restricted to the class's public methods, ensuring controlled and secure data manipulation. This is known as data protection. Information hiding. Encapsulation hides the internal implementation details of a class from external code. Only the public interface of the class is accessible, providing abstraction and simplifying the usage of the class while allowing the internal implementation to be modified without impacting external code. A class has a general encapsulation protection with public members, private members, protected members. Public members may be accessed from anywhere. Private members are accessible only from within a class. Protected members can be accessed only from subclasses. Let's recap of concept of encapsulation. Wrapping up an attribute, data, and behavior and operation of an object. Keeping related functionality together and to protect them from outside world. Data cannot be accessed directly, only through public interface of that class. Installation of data from direct access by the program is called data hiding or information hiding. The advantage of encapsulation: data hiding, data protection, information hiding, code organization or maintainability, code reusability, or data consistency. From the diagram, you can see data of a class object can be accessed through a public functions or through a public function towards to private function, then data access. This is how the data can be protected in the concept of encapsulation. Access specifiers, which describes visibility of members of the class. We have private, protected, public. Public means accessible to outside world. Protected means accessible to derived classes. Private means not accessible from outside. By default, all are private. Let me take you through the example to demonstrate how a public access specifier works. Look at this example. We have a template class called myClass, which of having two attributes, my ID and my name, defined under public access. When you say public access specifier, this means you can access the variables from anywhere within the program. Now let's look at a main. Within main, we have created an instance of the class called myObject1, and then we also initialize the variables of that class object. This is a set the state of object, right? We are trying to access the attributes of that class object and print them. What you would see as an output, the value that you initialized should be displayed as an output, right? We can see this. So this basically demonstrating public member functions or public members can be accessed from outside of the class. Let me take you through an example to demonstrate a private access specifier. Look at this example. We have a template class which is having two attributes. We can also name them attributes, member variables, or the data of a class. In the main program, we are trying to create an object of that class. Here, my object1 is of class type my class. Create an object of a class. The memories get allocated for that class instance. Now we are setting the state of the object by initializing values to attribute of that object. This is what happening here. Here we are trying to access the attributes of the class and then print them, the values which you assigned, isn't it? When you try compile this program, you are getting an error. You know why? Because the attributes which you are trying to access are defined under private access specifier. When you say private, the visibility, the accessibility is limited to that class. When you try to access them from outside, you can't access them by definition, right? Isn't it a nice protection for being manipulated from outside world? This is called a data protection. Let's see how protected access specifier works. Through this example, we have the same class and then having two attributes, and then we are creating instance of the class in the main program. We are initializing the attributes of that object, and we are trying to access them to print the value. When you try compile this, you should be getting an error, compilation error. The reason behind is the variables you defined are under protected access specifiers. So both private and protected cannot be accessed from outside of the world. The visibility is still limited to a same class or the subclass. This is one best example to demonstrate how the public private protector works. Summary of access specifiers. Private access specifiers provides high security. It cannot be inherited. Protected access specifiers provides a less security than the private members. It can be inherited within range. Public access specifiers does not provide any security. It can be inherited.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, click on the bell icon and please leave the comment. Happy learning. Thank you. Stay tuned to the upcoming sessions.